Universe is not only queerer than we suppose, it is queerer than we can suppose. J.B.S. Haldane. Waves were rolling in and swirling around our amphitheater, chimneying to the stars. I tried to sync my breathing with their roll to steady my palpitating methadrine heart, as more commands came from the red and white plastic box. Do what you like, do what you like, do what you like. Bill said out of the waves, "Are you asleep, man, or just lost in your no-mind? I had a dream about you and your girl. I can't say if I was asleep. She was driving a big bush hog, cutting a swath across a valley and over a hill. But you had only a set of shears, and you couldn't cut even little sticks. No mind will just make you more of a pushover, if that is even possible. At church, they said the Israelites had to wander in the wilderness for 40 years because they were too chicken to cross the river when they came to it. Don't end up like that, chicken." I looked over at him and saw his wildly bleached hair around a dark face, silhouetted against the deep blue dome of stars, and the white lines of waves rolling in on the blue-gray night sea, seemingly out of sync with the swirling sound crashing in the amphitheater. "It's all a long, long, long chain of pain. Pass it on, man. Ha! That's what I saw on acid my first time at Woodstock, and it made me laugh my ass off for hours. All the pain and trouble everybody suffers from such foolish beliefs in the world, like they think it is, like they're told it is, locked into made-up shit and bogus dramas, crucifiers and crucified alike. Are you bound up on this rock where the eagles pull your heart out? Study it out. Study the tools used on you, and your mojo and metal might grow back. Next day the eagle comes back to rip out that new heart. How you gonna be a Superman like that? Kill the fucking eagle. It's all made up. It's just what you think people think of you. It's crap. Acid cut your bands, but you didn't get free. You're just a mist, not knowing the right one from the left one, or the wrong one from the right one. A bird caught in its own snare. Anyone can see it. Everything you think you are is wrong. It's just what you think somebody else thinks. You gotta take the bull by the horns, get your revenge. Otherwise, you'll be a piss pants wandering in the wilderness forever." I didn't know if Bill was clairvoyant, intuitive, or talking out his ass. "I mean, it's your egghead father, that's your weakness. Every son has to overcome the lies of the father, unless the father has no lies, which these days is impossible. My dad has a million. He is a Confederate fascist. Dick also believes in the power of fascism. He was an old soldier like my dad, and they all believe in the power of the sword, which is the will to power, fascism. Even if they both had their fun fighting fascism, they still loved the sword. Killing made them feel alive. But Dick loved chaos more than killing. He knew fear of chaos gives birth to the power of the sword, and the chaos was the fun part. That's why democracy will always fall to fascism, to the Superman's will to power, to the kind of chaos that lives in lies and stupidity. If the fathers and mothers had no lies, democracy would be strong. The chaos would be pure and wise, but full of Pollyannas. As it is, the fathers and mothers are bent and twisted, and that's how they vote, to make themselves slaves to a lie. And the telltale battery death wobbly slowdown of do what you like began, making all its words and all our words absurd. And I began to wonder what Bill actually liked. I knew very well what he didn't like, but did he actually like anything? I saw the image of Coatlicue in the white light of the museum, the negatory stop sign. What did Coatlicue like? Beyond blood, she liked lots of blood. Bill stopped the wobbling warble, and we were left with the clean conical sound of sea, and I contemplated on the night and Bill. And as my guitar gently weeps came into my mind, clear as the record on John's big stereo, I look at you all, see the lover that's sleeping, while my guitar gently weeps. I look at the floor, and I see it needs sweeping. Still, my guitar gently weeps. I don't know why nobody told you how to unfold your love. I don't know how someone controlled you, they bought and sold you. I don't know how you were diverted, you were perverted too. I don't know how you were inverted, no one alerted you. That was my imagined response to Bill's bile. Still, I wanted to respond in my own words out loud to him, but the words wouldn't come. Instead of answering, I stared up into the regenerating genius of the evolving present, alive in the conical swirling sound and hallucinated dream of all the natural world conspiring together in the instant of one mind, each tiny particle holding the spark of life in the vast power grid of stars, more numerous than the sands on the beach. It was more a complex sensation projected behind my eyelids in one small event in that shimmering silver-studded lapis lazuli night. I leaned back onto the sparkling sands and looked up the crumbling half-oval of cliffs and dreamed on the potentialities. Transforming symbols and objects in the thinking sky, in the smoking, transubstantiated mirror, face to face, in blistering detail of vision, in racing white to sapphire to ultraviolet bolts, gnarling spider-webbed patterns of worlds within worlds, within worlds, within worlds, as I lay prone on the sands in a conical amphitheater of brown volcanic sandcastles, wave sounds coming down an indivisible pipe. I wanted to look beyond the veils, beyond all divisions that are just a convenience of thought, beyond male and female or animal self-consciousness and its corollaries of life and death that are all just factors of biology, beyond words that are just refractions and symbols, beyond ego or any constructs of identity that are just figments of some smaller social zodiac, beyond this and that, subject and object, that are just part of occupying a particular point in time. I gazed, as if for the first time, up into the night sky, in its black background shifting to blue radiation, with those far stars flung out like sugar granules across it. This was anything but void. It is not nothing just because we are ignorant of what it is. I kept breathing with the waves, wondering why I was wondering, speaking back in those trials and errors of evolution's speech from the farthest crustacean. I began to wonder if perhaps this night was the holy place Gertie told me about, staring up into a pear tree flowering in white star flowers, when I was knee-high to her, holding her hand. The holy place is center, but perhaps there is no center, and the holy place is everywhere and everything, and every particle and every inch of space is as connected as any other. And maybe this self-consciousness we construct our minor unholy gods from is all that makes us different from the other animals, and all that self-stuff that seems so crucial is no big deal in the face of one eternal night in this holy place without end. Though I was out prone in a sea of visions, I imagined myself standing, like everyone stands, feet planted on the earth, with all my nerves and veins like roots into the sky, an outgrowth of the earth, a fruit of it, with so many human forces trying to make it a pustule, yet still I was standing. A filter of planetary energy coming up from the earth's hot mantle, pressed out like the lava frozen beneath me, through the inner and outer cores, out through the solid and granular crust, to stand in the air, working my mental contraptions, subconscious trying to manipulate my reactions, passing on, rationality separating the living thoughts from the dead, so the dead can fall back to the earth to decompose or recompose, while the good and some of the bad energy transcends into the world of intuition, dream, and hallucination, to be purified yet again as it passes into the endless consciousness beyond. In that collective mind space I wondered, what if we are but concentrated dots of emergent conscious radiation, like stars are dots of radiated light, and all our memories and experiences are the processes by which consciousness is molded and matter is illuminated in a singular process, generated by a mechanism analogous to how the solar furnace generates light, a consciousness living in the nature of things, in continuous evolution. And what if our consciousness of time is time itself, and faster than light, and that is what pushes the expansion of light, with all the rest of us out to delineate space, from that first moment of infinite temperature and infinite destiny, in that turning point of beginning, the first idea, known by the consciousness we emanate a small part of, there in the great exhale of this 14 billion year breath out, with all our breaths just parcelings of that first single breath, of the first moment of the space-time invention we call existence. And I wondered what if space and time invented itself by intensifying consciousness, in an expanding plasma of brightness and comprehension, pondering itself out of as yet unidentified relationships, growing with the interactions of time, being born from us also like the rest, like plants bear oxygen, consciousness born by manifold being, time creating time in self-awareness of its expansion of space. What if we are living in the mind of God, and all those stars are thoughts, and maybe space is the body and time is the mind, and our minds and bodies are just specks of it, and all the evil done is just an illness in that collective mind space? And what if all this expansion and cooling of the first infinitely hot millisecond is the moment of what they categorize as void without form, but is just the unknown coming at us with all that birthing, dying, elaboration, and embellishment structurally built in? And what if this is just the second instant of that breath of consciousness, expanded by the passage outward of light and time and realization, and matter elaborating itself, going out slowly into an equilibrium of temperature and radiation and atomic mass, out, 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 into dissipation of that one original idea. Until every proton is so far apart that there is no relationship of anything to anything, and everything cools into darkness, and nothingness becomes manifest, and then when all is so black that darkness has no meaning or texture or anything different about it, maybe a new ratio or equation or metaphor will spark a new Big Bang. Who knows? And perhaps the whole process of human consciousness is to reconstruct the story that was alive in that original flash of light. Perhaps every word, every note, every color of the story is just energy, evolving and elaborating, and the human mind is a filtration system, making stories out of that first breath. And I began to feel a sense for my own story as just a field of energy. I couldn't guess the particulars, but somehow the whole thing was there in that holy night, and I suspected that every night is holy. I wanted to know, but that was just trying to hotwire the machine, and it doesn't work like that. But one thing I knew without guessing, there would never be another instant, like that very moment, in any other space or time or mental dimension. No human awareness will again individuate out, just like the one I inhabited at that moment. And it is the same for every stone, every distant star, at every time. Even the humble staph bacteria in a lonely, snow-blown rest area in Kansas will never be the same as it was on a winter's night on I-70 at 4 a.m. with a truck driver pissing on it. Singular inklings with an infinitude of dimensions, taking the form of each breath of the sea breathing in with me, 1,000,000 times over, coming in an instant dawn's flash, echoing back fully punctuated in the stars' dapplings of that eternal white light coming down. And I listened to the light breezy breath on the waters like the breath of life, and this I knew also, that in all this wild growth and elaboration, life was the same as it was before the Big Bang, and the same as it will be after the last star twinkles out. And there we were, more naked than we realized.